Star Wars Andor is a show filled with fantastic scenes. Luthen's passionate epiphany, Marva's final message, or the beautiful yet tragic prison escape are but a few of the most memorable parts. However, the best scene in the entire series is not, in my humble opinion, any of the most popular answers. Instead, it happens in the closing minutes of the second to last episode.
Cass, I'm sorry. Your mother's dead.
Forget the beautiful action sequences, forget the brilliant dialogue and the loud speeches. The best scene in Andor is when Cassian finds out that his mom has passed away. It's simple, it's subtle, yet it's the most emotional moment of the show. Diego Luna's brilliant portrayal using just silence and a facial expression of shock and panic says everything you need to know. In a way not many people have considered, I think this scene holds the entire story of Andor together. It illustrates just how much Marva has impacted Cassian and shows that she played a more vital role than you might have initially realized. It's a symbolic turning point for his character, the moment that propels him towards the rebellion and the life he has been trying to run away from.
Kill me. Or take me in.
Before, Cassian was a nobody, a survivor like anybody else that tried to make it through the day. But out of mere coincidence, he gets thrown into a world of chaos. A common theme throughout the show is that Cassian's actions inadvertently leads to the Empire tightening its grip on those around him. From this point of view, the writing is brilliant, because Cassian isn't trying to be a hero or an enemy of this evil regime. Rather, it's a realistic story of someone who happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, constantly suffering from the Empire's inhumane and unfair actions, such as falling victim to corrupt guards or being sent to prison for something he didn't do.
I'm just going through the story. It's right there.
You need to calm down, sir.
These tiny details, words and actions spread out through each episode is why the more ambitious moments of the show feels so satisfying, and Marva has a huge part to play in this. She is such an underrated character, essentially the one who influences everyone to take action. Her stubborn mentality and constant reminders make it clear to Cassian that no matter how rich he becomes or how far away he manages to escape, he can never fully ignore the growing darkness. She reminds him that fighting the Empire is necessary, because if you don't, they will eventually take everything from you.
Who's laughing? This is madness.
No, it's not. It's overdue and probably doomed, and I'm too old and I don't care anymore.
This conversation is just brilliant, because it begins to flip the mindset Cassian has for the system he keeps getting trapped in. Without him knowing it or actually caring about it, he had inspired his own mother to stand up. In a twisted and totally innocent way, Cassian had, by taking part in the robbery of Aldhani, showed that it was possible to hurt them.
If there are heroes brave enough to take on a whole Imperial garrison, I'm brave enough to stick it out here.
It's almost ironic, because Marva has no clue that Cassian has been involved in this. No clue that without him piloting that ship, the dedicated actions of a few would never have broken the news. It's also the last conversation between them, and it leaves Cassian with his mom indirectly telling him that she's proud of what he has done. I think this is a moment that he gets reminded of when he thinks of her. Likewise, every time this supremacy affects him, such as when he is imprisoned.
This used to be a 6-month sentence. 6 years.
This is yet another detail that fascinates me and that many people probably had missed, and it's the fact that the Aldhani heist is the sole reason for his sentence being 6 years instead of 6 months. Once again, while not being completely uninvolved, it's an unlucky occasion that puts him in this situation, that further, in combination with Marva's powerful words, makes him hate them. It sets up a growing resentment towards the Empire that began all the way back when his new dad, Clem, died. And it's a constant dilemma Cassian has to battle with throughout the show. Should you do something about this injustice and get killed like so many others? Or should you try to leave this terrible world behind you, like Marva said?
Take all the money you found and go and find some peace.
Yet Cassian knows, and has probably known it all along, that he will never find this peace. And in effect of his mother's death, he realizes that the previous words of this wise woman are inevitable.
You can't beat them, Marva.
Not if I run away.
He comes to terms with that he's destined to fight these bastards no matter how much he tries to look the other way. It's not a beautiful situation at all, rather authentic and tragic in that the events of this character from one point of view left him cornered, knowing that he wouldn't be able to live with himself if he didn't honor his mother's advice and stand up against the evil that ruined his and many others' lives. That's why after saving what's left of Ferrex and his loved ones, he turns towards the rebellion and Luthen Rael.
He'll find us. Cassian will find us.
I've often wondered why the show was named Andor when it focused so much on a more overarching story. However, I realized that the series is just as much about Cassian Andor as it is about Marva Andor. Her rebellious spirit is present throughout the entire story and intensifies in each character as the show progresses until they all reach their breaking point. The relationship between these two family members is the standout example of this, and like I mentioned before, what holds everything together. It's how they affect each other, and in turn how the relationship develops the story that forms the core message of the show, of what it actually takes to be fully committed to a cause like the rebellion. That's why the scene where Cassian says goodbye to Melshi on the beautiful coast of Niamos is so powerful. As the sun rises, accompanied by the music and the ocean breezes, Cassian realizes he's truly alone. Staring out at the horizon, all his experiences from the show floods back to him. The cruel guards, Luthen's determination, Nemec's optimism, Skeen's betrayal, Kino Loy's speech, and most of all, Marva's wisdom, making it Cassian Andor's own breaking point that sets him on the trajectory of becoming the flawed, broken, and determined character we meet in Rogue One. Here is another video about another phenomenal character in the Star Wars universe. Click on it to learn more. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will have a great day.